Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Descendants 3. This is the third, maybe final, film? Don't know. Dove Cameron's the star of this. She plays Mal, the daughter of Maleficent. Apparently Maleficent named her daughter after herself to a certain degree. I'm sure Mal is short for Maleficent, or it's just to make it really clear to everybody who watches it that that's who she is. This is an hour and 50-minute long video from 2019, so it is technically, I guess it's the most recent. I don't know if there's going to be a 4. You'd think we'd know by now, but between the pandemic pushing everything behind, I forgot to do this. Descendants 3. I forgot to bring this up. It kind of reset itself once I tried to charge it. Anyway, so yeah, behind the scenes right here. If you don't already know, this is a Disney Channel original film. It's the third in the trilogy, obviously, and there's a bunch of shorts, and I think there's a music video or something like that. There's a bunch of different things we've seen that are spin-offs of the main series, but it's a musical. It's a series of musicals set in a Auradon, a town, a city, village, I don't know, called Auradon. But there's lots of royalty there. Primarily, there's Prince Charming and everything else, and we don't see Cinderella. We don't see Prince Charming either. You want to see some of the parents of the kids here, because this is technically the Disney villains, the Disney characters in the next generation, like Star Trek, but just one generation off, not 80 years difference, like in Star Trek. We get to see, the whole concept of this is that the good guys live in the nice, rich, happy, healthy, wonderful realm, and all the bad guys live off in a penal colony kind of island where it's dark cloud over top of it, and it's everybody's poor and hungry and backstabbing each other and just being evil, because that's what you do. When you're evil, you're evil. You just do evil stuff. And you prefer the darkness, and you prefer the loneliness, and you prefer just the scrapping for everything. I mean, some people I think more than others, but I guess it's an aesthetic thing at first. I think it's meant to be seen as an aesthetic thing, rather than, oh, the rich and the poor. Yeah, but that's what it is. It really, truly is. In the first film, and I'm going to just give a little behind the scenes, there's a little bit of a rehab program that goes on where they bring over four selected children of known villains. And we got the child of Maleficent, Mal, played by Dove Cameron. We get the daughter of the evil queen, Evie, played by Sophia Carson. We get Boo Boo Stewart, playing Jay, who is the son of Jafar. They make it really easy, just with the lettering and the naming and everything else. Carlos, Cameron Boyce plays Carlos, the son of Cruella de Vil. Not, understand, these are not the children as the characters are depicted in the live action versions of these things. These are the characters roughly based on the animated films from yesteryear. So it's as we knew them, because before any of them had a redeemable story or were given a sympathetic angle, like Cruella with Emma Stone. In this we get this in the first film. We get to see a number of them. I think Kristen Chenoweth played Maleficent in that. Yeah, she's some familiarity with being Wicked, but she was a good witch in that one. But we don't see a lot of the higher level actors, the more famous support actors playing supporting roles. We don't see them so much anymore, but they pay the money. Kenny Ortega directs this once again, and he's the mastermind behind a lot of musicals and performance things. High School Musical. Okay, so this is the sort of very Disney supernatural version of High School Musical, but with villain kids. And this rehab program eventually, in the first film, brings our heroes, our villains, and makes them somewhat into heroes. They're edgier. They're not as nice as everybody is, but romance blossoms and softens some edges, but also makes people realize that just because people are bad, or at least seen as bad because of where they come from, well, they're not really bad. And by the time we reach the third film here, well, these four kids are pretty much, they put their evil ways behind them. They still have those abilities and that knowledge and that street smarts, on their side. But for the most part, they're fairly innocuous and gentrified, if a human can be gentrified, into the community. And so much so that I'm going to spoil one little thing that happens in this. It might have been spoiled if there was a trailer at all. And honestly, I'm not ruining anything for anybody who is a big fan of the Descendants films, because you saw this 4 years ago. Yeah. But, and odds are, if you're watching this and you need me to go, hey, you know what, you should really check out Descendants 3, well, you probably should start with 1. Yeah, I can't imagine you just going, oh, well, yeah, I really need to see if I should watch Descendants 3. I haven't watched the other two, but I feel like 3 might be the place I start. This isn't Star Wars, so episode 4 or whatever is not the beginning of it. Oh, wow, I made a Star Trek and a Star Wars reference in a Descendants video so far. Not the punk band. Anyway, so we get these characters, and Mal, played by Dove, she's so now ingrained in a wonderful part of the Aradan society that, guess what? The prince, the son of Belle and the Beast, proposes. And, well, big changes are coming because, well, that causes jealousy and brings back a character from the first film, the daughter of Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, daughter of Aurora. She's played by, come on, give me her name. Audrey. Her name is Audrey, played by Sarah Jeffrey. And she gets a little bit jealous. She's a princess of Audubon. But I've already forgot the name of the town. Aradan. She's a princess. She should be the one who's marrying the prince. But he likes the evil girl, the girl with all the edges and turns into a dragon and stuff. Okay. Well, it gives them the opportunity to make a good, entitled child of a princess, a queen, more than likely at some point, and turns her evil. I'm telling you a lot of stuff here because, again, am I really going to spoil a whole lot for the people who've already seen it? It would seem unlikely. And the people who, you're not really watching this to start here. But we also get introductions to other villains. To other films. Characters from other films are brought in. We get to see it cross over into Princess and the Frog, as well as Hercules. We get to see Hades. If you see the poster, and also right there with Hades. The daughter of Ursula is back. The daughter of the bad guy from Prince and the Frog. Apparently he moved on from Tiana and I don't know. It's been a while since I saw the movie. Facilier. I want to say it because I'm sure it's got to be French because New Orleans and stuff. Either way, he makes an appearance. I think for people who are big fans of the movie, they want to make sure they see all the characters. Just like I'm a Star Wars fan, I want to see all the Star Wars characters just showing up here and there. I want to have it all connected. And a lot of characters that had a lot more visibility kind of get reduced to guest appearances, small parts, things like that. But they're there. And I'm feeling that some of the the more known actors who were playing parents, or iconic characters, may not have felt like coming back for a cameo appearance, but grandparents fill in, apparently. Characters who played grandparents of certain characters fit in here. And so, yeah, there's a lot of comedy, a lot of melodrama. I don't want to just say drama. It's melodrama. It's we are stage acting kind of performances as compared to more subdued film acting. And that's all right. Again, these are mainly made for kids, and they're mainly made for teens, everything, just a younger audience, a YA audience that is, likes a bit of music with the colorful costumes and the goofy comedy, as well as just romance and personal drama that goes along with all of it. And hey, you know what? It's also some social commentary. Should they, all those bad people over on the island that we have stored away over there. By the way, the kids technically never did anything other than, be the children of the bad guys who apparently all hooked up and had kids. If you understand, in this series, at some point, Dopey, one of the dwarves, got it on and had a child. Unless they reproduce asexually, he had a child at some point, and his name is Doug. It's not me, but Doug appears in it, and he is, if you saw one of the previous films, he's basically, he's a genius, I think, if I remember this correctly, and he not hooks up, I want to say hooks up, he becomes the partner, the lover, no, the partner of one of the main characters, not Doug Cameron's, not Mal. So you can pretty much figure out which one becomes, Evie's boyfriend. And there's even a song in this one, by the way, that involves their first kiss. And should she take it, even when he's under a sleeping spell. So, yeah, there's a lot of switching around of abilities in this. Well, a reversal, like Sleeping Beauty, her daughter puts people to sleep. It's a whole thing. So you'll understand the parallels. But of course, there's also the main underlying story, the allegory or whatever you want to call it, underneath this is the fact that do we need to cut off societies, build a wall? Do we need to, for fear of the unknown and these, what we assume are just evil people we don't understand, or is the next generation going to just perpetuate the evil of the last generation out of hand? Or is it something that we're pretty much fomenting, causing them to continue to do that because of what other opportunities they have? When these kids escape this place and they suddenly see green grass and they get to taste grapes for the first time, and I don't know, see non-crappy buildings, they're completely confused. Sunshine is like, oh, this is weird. So what's going to happen? Well, Mal decides she wants the wall closed for good. Barriers shut down. No more exchange programs bringing children over to have a better life. Thank you, rich people, taking little children away from their parents to put them in a boarding school so they can become better, just like you. That was been kind of a problem since the very beginning. And by the time this is all over, well, a big decision is made, and it changes Auradon, and the people on that island, which I've already forgotten the name of the island, changes everything forever. And the very final scene, after the final big song and the credits and everything else, kind of gives you an idea that there's a bit of a goodbye from our main 4 cast members, that this might be the last one of the original Descendants series. There might be a next generation of characters, or maybe background characters move forward and become the thing. So you never know. I think a lot of the people who grew up with this probably have grown up, and they'll maybe share that with their kids eventually. But eventually, if they make a 4 or reboot the series, they'll probably have a whole new set of characters, and maybe Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson will just show up and, hi, kids. Your dad and I just need to go out of town. You have an adventure on your own. That might happen. You never know. Give it 10 years or less. But between the pandemic pushing everything aside, and then now all the strikes of the writers and the actors, there's a very good chance that a lot of stuff that we know and love may never come back for another couple of years. And when it comes to a movie like this, there's already a built-in time span. And so it means that there may not be another one with this same cast ever again. Because they want to grow up and do other things that isn't Descendants. And they would show their age. They're no longer teenagers as they were in the first film. Now they're pretty much adults, with one of them at least one couple getting married. Maybe. What else is there? What else can they do? They're going to have to be parents to other children who have adventures. So, anyway, I say if you're a fan, obviously check it out. If you're not a fan yet, obviously start with the first one. Maybe just binge all three of them and the little ancillary shorts and animated things. If you're really into the first one, go for it. There's a lot of Descendants stuff out there. So it won for Best Kids Movie, I think. It got nominated for Best Musical Album, I think. Does anybody know what an album is anymore? I don't know. But it got nominated. I don't think it won, but still. It's got a huge, I can't even call it cult following. It's got a huge following as it is, especially amongst Disney kids. So yeah, check it out. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
81.
81, wow. Do not have to scroll far. The whole thing is, it's all fun. It's safe entertainment for families to watch together. So I think it's worthwhile checking out. But it's not really meant for a lot of people. It's not meant for everybody. Oh crap. I have opinions about this, and I've never seen it before. So, we're going to watch this. It's a series. It's a reality series. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I hate reality series. And ones that seem a tad exploitative, from what I understand, don't sit well with me either. So, they're definitely only watching one episode of this. I doubt 2 will change my mind drastically. But we're going to watch one episode of this series. Dance Moms. Yeah. I was dreading this. I knew it was on the list, and I dreaded typing it in. But it is what it is. Dance Moms is what we're watching next in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.